Okay, good morning, guys. I am Jacqueline, and there should be two short videos. One should be 6 minutes, and one should be 4 minutes for this presentation. Couple technical difficulties, so we had to get creative. But I chose to do my leadership profile over a man that was commonly called Africa's Jacob Aaron. His name is Thomas Sankara, and he was a very young leader by most standards. He passed at the age of 37, but in the short time that he was a leader, he did amazing things for the country that he led. Um, Basically, Thomas Sankara was his story starts as any story starts in leadership. He was raised by a very, very religious family. They wanted him to go into religion. He was pulled more towards the political side, the military side, so he decided to go into the military. Um, when he went and was in the military and doing his training, he saw quite a few uprisings and he was exposed to left wing ideology, and this kind of set off a spark in him. It made him think about his home country, which was very, very, very different from the way it was when he led. So, at the early stages of his leadership, he was seen as very charismatic. He's one of the few that was considered charismatic but did not lead his people really astray, as stated in plenty of our writing assignments. The charismatic leaders that pop into my head are Jim Jones or um oh, the guy. But his name slipped my mind, but I think Charles Manson, there we go. So those are the charismatic leaders that pop into my head. But Thomas Sankara also pops into my head. He did a lot of very positive things. Um One of the things that he did in 1983, he was selected as the Prime Minister of the Council for the Salvation of People. And upon getting this, he met and rubbed shoulders with Fidel Castro, the president of Grenada, and many more that had that kind of viewpoint. He actually worked with Che Guevara, so it's odd that they call him the Africa's Che Guevara because it was so similar in the way that they modeled their countries. Um, so as he began from 83 until 87, like I said, a very short time to be in power, he overthrew a coup and became president of his country, which used to be called the Upper Volta, but as president, he changed it to Burkina Faso at the first year of his anniversary, which is basically means the country of honorable people. The name still is Burkina Faso. Some places will say Upper Volta, depending on how old the literature is, but it's Burkina Faso now. The people like it, and they kind of stuck with it. The objective of his party were to eradicate corruption, fight environmental degradation, empower women, and increase access to education, healthcare, and the liquidating of imperial dominating. A lot of people did not like him for that very last one, but we'll get to that in a minute. Um, Under Sankara, Burkina Faso was the first African government that claimed AIDS was a major threat for Africa, and he was quoted saying that we could dare to have confidence in ourselves. Confidence is our abilities. He instilled that conviction strongly with his people, and he very, very much modeled after Che Guevara. Let's see. But under his leadership, he implemented a lot of programs that changed the country as a whole. He reduced the infant mortality rate, he increased literacy rates, school attendance, he boosted the number of women holding government posts, which was unprecedented for any country in West Africa. He banned female circumcision, he condemned polygamy, promoted contraception, and a big one that surprised me was he planted 10 million trees in his first year, which is something I thought we could be doing. Um, and the phrase "who feeds you controls you" never rang more true because he actually made self his country self-reliant to where they didn't need outside aid anymore to feed themselves to function as a country. So we're going to get ready to go to part 2.